Hello guys, how we doing this Monday? Been a while. There weren't much news really. That's why I've held back a bit. Got my videos lined up for the week. We've got the Southampton preview coming out. FIFA preview's already been filmed. That's ready to go. I tell you what, if any of you guys have never checked out FIFA and you're into that stuff, I tell you what, you're in for a great match this week. I tell you what, it was one of the best matches I've ever played on FIFA. So check that out when it gets launched in a couple of days' time. Yeah, so really the main news, guys, is around the internationals. Obviously, Antonio made his debut for Jamaica last night. Wasn't a good performance though. Tell you what, that was a cool thing. Yeah, that geezer was just on there. It was like a flying hoverboard. I thought it was Marty McFly. No, anyway, Antonio. Yeah, 3-0 loss for Jamaica last night. He did play, but I don't know how well he played. Obviously, I didn't watch the game, but I can't imagine he had much chances. If it was a 3-0, just luckily, thank God, he came through it fit and wasn't injured. That's the most important thing. I don't care what the results are. Listen, as I said to Zavon when he was on, would love Jamaica to get through, see the reggae boys back, but the main priority is, but I'm selfish, it's West Ham and how they're doing and how we're getting through it. Pablo Fornals as well for Spain last night. Got an assist, which is brilliant. It shows he's carrying on his club form for international level. Listen, I think we talk about Declan Rice. I'll tell you what, someone like Pablo is going to be hard to keep hold of. I'm telling you now, if he carries on this form, I know he said he wants to retire at West Ham, and let's hope he does. But listen, I'll tell you what, if he starts putting in performances for Spain and carries on his levels for West Ham, I'll tell you what, he's going to be one to struggle to keep hold of. And listen, he's becoming a top player. We're starting to see, the player that probably the most successful player of the Pellegrini era. He's looking, starting to look the part. Do you know what I mean? Couldn't get my words out there. I was trying to concentrate on not getting run over by bikes. What else was there? Obviously, England yesterday, really fantastic win. Jesse Lingard was, outrageously good yesterday, wasn't he? Scored 2. Could have had the third, but it was offside. The goal that was disallowed, though, what a finish that was. I tell you what a goal that would have been if that was allowed. Begs the question now, obviously Southgate trusts him. Comes across as, Southgate comes across as one of those managers like Moyes, who, once he's got a team that he trusts and players that he trusts, listen, he'll always go with them over other players because he knows they're going to do the job. Me and my mate Sam's been on the channel, the Newcastle fan. We was talking about it on Friday, talking about Declan Rice and players like that. How, Southgate knows he can go to Dex, go there, sit there, just pass the ball nicely. And at West Ham, he goes forward, but he can change his game and listen to instructions and change it. And that's, Jesse does that for England. There was some stuff on Jesse. I did start a video yesterday, but then I thought, I just didn't carry on with it, so I'll sort of mention it now. So Lingard, I know Gonzo's touching it a little bit. Lingard sort of has said, he's going to wait and see with West Ham. See what happens with Manchester United, see whether he gets minutes. Again, when you put in a performance like that for England, if he ain't getting in the Man United team, he's putting his England career, a bit of a risk really, and he knows the World Cup next year probably his last chance, last chance to play in a World Cup, because you've got to be thinking of players that will come through. Jude Bellingham looks absolutely awesome. By the time the next Euros, Jesse's probably out of the team by then. So the World Cup is a massive one for him. Sort of this time, next year he needs to be playing consistently, to get in that team. Yeah, but I don't like the fact that, it's like looking and waiting and see what Man United do before he comes. I think I'm over it. I'll be honest with you, I think I'm over it. You can see how good a player he is. He is a good player. He's a fantastic player. A really talented guy. Would I explore it in January again? Maybe, depending where we are. If we, as I said, if we're safe by sort of February time, looking like we will be safe, should I say, because it'd be January, wouldn't it? And then it's like, okay, West Ham potentially could be getting into, later stages of Europa League as well. We'll know that as well by January. Is it that, you bring Jesse back in January, and Jesse either fires you back in there through the league, or proper fires us on through the latter stages, because you'd like to think again, if we're safe, the latter stages, Moyes will start taking that more and more seriously. You know, he'll be looking at it like, oh, do you know what, we're in the last 16 or last 32, depending where we finish. You might look at it and go, actually, you know what, we should push ahead and try and win this now. So yeah, if Lingard would definitely improve it then. But again, I suppose it all depends on how successful the boys we brought in. You know, if Classics comes in and, you know, does wonderful stuff, we don't know what we're getting fully. You know, we've seen the videos and he looks talented, and I see a little bit of him for Croatia the other night. But yeah, if he comes in and scores 3 or 4 goals between now and January, you know, you've got a player there. We know Bowen can score. Ben Rama's got his shooting boots this season, and I assume at some point, and I don't want it to happen, but you would assume at some point, you know, there's going to be games where Antonio don't start purely to keep him wrapped up. You know, he's not going to be playing Europa League and the Premier League on a Sunday, so we need to, you know, change it. So we will see maybe Bowen up front, Yarmolenko up front, or Klasic up front. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where we go with that. And again, as I say, if they're successful, do you add Lingard and think, oh, we'll go even more successful, or do you think, oh, we've got enough and maybe we'll try something different? Interesting. It's an interesting dynamic. We will wait and see. Trying to think what else I've seen this week. There's not much really. We're winning with the left back still. You know, this is all January now, so there's loads of stuff in terms of transfer news like for January. But obviously, there's no point even thinking about that now because that's January. Anyway, guys, that's enough for today. Otherwise, I'm just waffling for no reason. Yeah, please check out the videos later this week. Obviously, I've got the FIFA video and Premier League preview. Me and Paul will be back with a podcast this week as well. I see an interesting thing on Twitter actually. Here's one for you guys if you have watched it this far. We're going to be doing like this little thing. I see a guy put it out. I can't remember his name, and I do apologise to him. He went through and he's like put all the different sort of capabilities of players. So it's like, who's the best attacker, who's the fastest, who's the best set piece taker, who's the best header, who's the best tackler, who's the best defender, who's the best leader, who's the best passer. And obviously then he's linked it, you know, like pace, Fredericks, passing, Rice, etc. So if you can think of some attributes and make a little list, that'd be nice, because it would give me and Paul some stuff to talk about on Saturday or Sunday whenever we do the podcast. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate all the new subscribers. You know, we're so close to 4K now. Only 400 to go. I can't wait. Big celebration when that happens. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Not bit of a bitty video today, you know, because there's not much major stuff. That's the thing with an international break, you know. There isn't a madness of West Ham news. It becomes, you know, very bitty, and you just basically you're looking to check that West Ham players don't get injured, and or if they've done well for their international team, which I think on a whole most of them have. So yeah, hopefully, you know, they can get through Wednesday as well unscathed. I think Antonio was only due to play the Panama game because of the quarantine stuff, you know, so hopefully now he'll come back, have a few days with you know, Zuma and Krau and Klasic, and see what Moyes is going to spring, what surprise Moyes will spring on us, if any, for the Southampton game. Will we see those players? You know, will we see the Klasic? Will we see? I hope we see Zuma. Zuma has to come in if he's going to make any change of the 4 signings we've signed, including Areola. I'd like to see Areola, as you'll see in my Southampton preview, but Kurt Zuma is the one that has to come in for me. But yeah, I've gone right off on a tangent, guys, because this is a proper random video, because there's not much news out there this morning. Yeah, it's Monday, 28 degrees today, I believe, in London. I think it's going to be nearly 30 degrees on Thursday, so enjoy the sun, guys, while it lasts, because we didn't get summer, did we? August was an absolute shambles of weather. So yeah, enjoy the weather, guys. Any West Ham news that does come up, you know, important news, whether anything comes of this takeover. I did read on Knees Up Mother Brown about the takeover, saying that another consortium may have had a bid accepted. I doubt it, but I'm not disregarding this source. You know, he's a good guy, and I occasionally pop on them forums to see. But yeah, until next time, guys, come on your irons, keep believing. As I say, get us out there, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Yeah, good times, guys, good times in the sun. Yeah, check us out. Check out the FIFA previews. Check out the preview. Come on, you irons. Keep believing. Let's go.